Hey guys! So happy that you are here for tonight's call. We are going to talk a little bit about building belief and confidence and give you some tips to overcome doubt because we all have our moments. So I found instead of talking and kind of repeating, I found a really awesome video that I'm going to play. It's really short. So let me just click. Oh, I can't get it to click. All right. Let me see if I can get it to click from here. I'm clicking on control, but all right, let's try from this screen. Okay. We'll just play it in here. All right. There we go. All right, now I'm resharing. So,
and welcome. I am so excited to talk to everybody today about probably one of the most important tools in your coach business, and that is confidence. And I know when I say confidence, it's a really kind of shaky subject because all of us can kind of recoil in certain areas of our lives where we don't feel 100% confident. And I can think back to specific times in my business, especially when I was a brand new coach, where my confidence was shaky at best. So I want to talk to you guys today about how I built that confidence in the beginning of my business and then throughout my business, as sort of some of those limiting beliefs that I had placed on myself started to creep back in along the way. But first, I would love to tell you that every single speaker you see this week in this page has struggled at one point or another in their business in terms of confidence. But that confidence, when it is learned, is your number one tool for excelling in this business. And we can think about it in a way that if we don't have confidence in ourselves, if we don't have confidence in the products that we use, if we don't have confidence that this business can work for you and anyone you talk to about it, then how can we ever expect someone else to have belief in those things? So really, success in this business starts from building not only confidence, but really building an unshakable belief in what we have. If you enter conversations, and we'll be talking all this week about some tactical tools in recruiting, in your business and challenge groups, and all of those fancy things, but if we learn those tools and see those scripts and utilize our new coach training and all of the things we have at our fingertips, without confidence, those conversations can kind of fall flat. Now, I know when we start anything new, it can be trouble to have confidence. I can remember so clearly in the beginning of my business, when I first signed up, I was going so fast and was so excited by the opportunity that at first, I really had no fear. My coach signed me up and said, here's where you could be. Here's what you're supposed to do. Here's a message to send. Go invite. I really was naive and I didn't know that we had to, message people on social media. I had never used social media really before. I didn't have hardly any experience in health and fitness, let alone any experience in building a business, let alone online. So just know every single coach you see also started from that same place. And as I started to send messages and get deeper in the business, kind of got hooked, I would get on these training calls with other coaches who started at the same time I started. And I remember one in specific, I got on with a few coaches who had achieved some of the same things that I did. And I remember one of them was talking about, oh my gosh, I'm just feeling kind of bad about being ghosted. And I had kind of turned my head and said, what's ghosted mean? And they were talking about, sending messages and not getting an answer, sending messages and kind of getting ignored. And I thought to myself in secret behind my computer, oh my gosh, is actually happening to me multiple times a day, every single day, and I just didn't know to be upset about it. And then I started to kind of see this decline in success points, in people joining my team, and really in confidence through my messages because I started to become self-conscious in its tracks and utilize these tactful things I am going to show you in order to get past that. And there will be times as your business grows and as you kind of focus on different facets of it, that sometimes a lack of confidence or those limiting beliefs will return, and you can use these tools when they do return. So first of all, I want you guys to get out either a pen and paper. You can use my favorite Post-it notes. That's how I kind of keep track of everything. This is a glimpse into my mind. That's how I keep track of all of my qualifications and things I need to know. Drives my husband crazy. But you can get out anything that you normally take business notes on. It can be a notepad on your phone. And I want you to think about making 3 lists. Now, these lists will be completely for yourself. No one else will see them. We're going to utilize these lists to create confidence where there is none. If you're listening to this all and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't feel like I can message someone about the business because I don't have a success story yet. Or I don't feel like I can message someone about the business or a challenge group because I don't have a great before and after picture. Or if you're feeling like, why would someone sign up with me when I don't exactly know all of the answers to all the questions? I want to tell you, I don't know all the answers to all the questions, but your first list is going to be all of the things and the resources that we have to stand behind. One of the things that I love so much about this business, about partnering with this company, is that we actually get to learn all of the answers along the journey instead of sitting back and saying, well, I don't know the answers, so I can't get started. It's more of, okay, let me look at the resources I have to learn the answers and know that it doesn't all have to be right away. So the first list is going to be things and resources that we already know about Beachbody. Okay, we know that our programs are tried and true. We know that we can go in the Coach Online office, in our team page, on the internet of a Google search, and we can find thousands of before and afters from real people that these programs have worked for, right? We can find examples of that to the left and the right, to coaches who are above us and below us, and all of the network, we can find that. We also know that Beachbody spends all of their time coming up with these programs that work. We also know we have the celebrity trainers, and we don't have to know all of those fitness answers because we have those programs for us. What else do we know? We know that we have tons of resources in the Coach Online office for training. Therefore, if you were to talk to someone about the business, we can approach it from a place of, you know what, I don't know everything, but I'm on this journey, and look at all these resources we have. So in this first list, we're going to go ahead and list out everything you can think of that are your resources or things that we stand behind that give us that confidence to know we may not know the answers right now, but we can 100% go and find them. We have teams to ask. We have an FAQ that is so helpful, and that's what your first list is really going to be. So I want you guys to jot some of those things down. I have a team page. I have a coach to help me. I know that this program has worked for me and my aunt and my sister. I know that Shakeology has given my friend X, Y, and Z. List all of those things out. And then the second list I want you to go ahead and start to make is all of the things that Beachbody has given you since joining. Even if you are a branded coach as of yesterday, even if you maybe signed up and you're coming to this virtual summit week because it is online and you're kind of dabbling, what are the things that Beachbody has given you? And these can be emotional, physical, financial. Actually, I personally believe that the emotional small wins that Beachbody gives you in the beginning of your business are worth so much more than any financial or extravagant accomplishment could ever be worth to people on social media. So what I mean by the second list is, let's write down things like, I'm excited to work out again. I'm excited about the possibility to start something of my own. I feel happy to get into a bathing suit now around my children. I'm in the pictures again, in the family photos. Really search your soul and find what are those things since beginning this journey you're excited about. And that could be as simple as, I signed up yesterday and I told my spouse that I had to get on a video call, and I feel really good doing something for myself right now and not being mom all day long and worrying about mom things all day long. I get to come here and I get to learn and grow, and I don't feel fulfilled in my corporate job, and I feel fulfilled right now. All of those things that matter to you. And then the third list that I'm going to ask you to write out is a list of all of the things that our specific programs and supplements have given you. So the second list is more about those emotional feeling things in terms of your daily life. And this third list is more of a, you know what, I've only been drinking Shakeology for 5 days, but I haven't bought a Starbucks in those 5 days, and I feel so accomplished about that. All of those things that you can kind of think of off the top of your head. And if you notice something about these lists are doable for someone who just started the business or someone really who's been in the business for 6 to 10 years. These lists are something that you can write down at any stage of your business to kind of reframe or build up some of the things that we know for a fact about this. Because here's the thing that you're going to do with these lists. Once you have them, you're going to put them in front of you wherever you most do your messages. That could be at your desktop, on your iPad, on your cell phone, a Post-it note on your computer like me, wherever you're going to see them daily. And when you start to feel like you're in a message or you're getting ghosted and your confidence starts to kind of, oh, I don't really know if I should follow up with this person, or I don't really know if this could be successful for them. What you're going to do is look at your list and you're going to remind yourself, no, I have this confidence because of these things that I know on lists 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to call them loosely your confidence list. And you can really do this at any stage of your business. Let's say right now your goal is Success Club, and your goal is to get 3 to 5 people in your next challenge group. And you're really talking to people about the program, but sometimes you're like, well, I don't have great results. Then you're going to go and find list number 3, and you're going to look at, you know what, I might not have great results yet, but this journey has made me so aware of what my family's eating every night. And this journey has made me choose Shakeology instead of 10 Oreos for a snack at the end of the night. And those things from that list are things that all of these other people that I'm speaking to about it could utilize in their life. So as you start to struggle with that confidence, or those little beliefs start to creep in, or a call reminds you of something like me that you should be afraid of in this business, go back to those lists. And then as you read the list, what I'm going to do is give you a tip number 2. So number 2, these are going to be some things that you're going to change about when you're specifically messaging. So we have our list, we're reading them, we've got our confidence high. Now, how do we kind of reframe our messages to communicate confidence? Because if I came to you and I said, hey, I'm doing this thing and it's kind of sort of cool. I mean, you don't have to answer me right now. It's really not urgent. And some people are liking it, but not all people are liking it. So I thought maybe you might want to join. Or if I came to you and I said, okay, I love this company. I love this business. I'm not successful yet, but I'm going somewhere. Are you coming with me or not? Because I'm going. That's a completely different message to send. And we want to communicate that latter message, right? We want to communicate and exude confidence. So sometimes that can eke out when you're stuck behind your computer all day, or you're at your desk job and you're trying to send messages in those cracks in time. But what I want you to do is, number 1, thinking about changing your language. So instead of approaching people, I've heard it called power telling, instead of feeling like in your post you have to approach people like, I know all the answers to this, I know all of the components of these programs, and how to lose 30 pounds, and I got my workout in today because it was hard for me too, but I figured it out now, did you do it? That's kind of trying to come from an expert point of view. What I want you to try and do is come at your posts and your messages from a peer-to-peer type view. So that post translated peer-to-peer might look like, okay, I don't have all the answers and I just started this thing, but all I know is that I feel amazing and that I want other people to feel amazing too, right? You're just saying, today was hard. I got my workout in. I put some other things on the back burner because my kids were going crazy. I had 7 work calls to do and they're all on Zoom, but I kind of made time for it. You're illustrating the picture without trying to come across as an authority. And then number 2, knowing that when you're talking to people, your journey is way more impressive than your destination. So really trying to frame it as, I'm constantly on a journey. I'm not where I want to be. And I really think things have changed, especially in the terms of health and fitness, is that we really want a role model who tells us, hey, I've been where you are, I'm still where you are, and I'm working to get through it every day, instead of a picture perfect person who seemingly doesn't struggle. we relate to struggle. We relate to other people being where we are. So there's power in being a brand new coach and being on that journey and making sure you're constantly framing that within your messages. And then also knowing that you know way more than anybody else outside this business. Even if you signed up 5 minutes ago, you know how to sign up, right? Knowing, building that confidence up before you send your messages. So we're changing our language, we're knowing those couple things, and then practicing what you want to say out loud. There is so much more confidence that can come when we speak out loud than when we get stuck behind our computer. So a really cool tip is to walk around your house. Your spouse and your family might think you're crazy, but walk around your house speaking out loud like you would speak to someone in the grocery store or a friend that you've seen after a while, and saying the things that you're typing out loud. And if it feels funny, it probably comes across funny. And the more you talk and the more you say these things out loud, the more confidence will come. And then third, really putting your body in a place of confidence. And I am a total believer in, I've watched so many trainings from Tony Robbins and all of these great speakers who talk about confidence. And the number one thing and the kind of theme I see with all of them is they talk about getting your body ready to do the things you want to do with confidence. So if you're feeling like your confidence is lacking, turn on a playlist and have a dance party. Sit up straight and breathe in deep and change your body composition. Walk around the house once, do your workout. I find that my best messages or my best messaging comes across after I've just done a workout because my body is ready. So now we've got our list and we've got our tools. We're kind of looking at our language and making sure that we take the pressure off there, knowing that, being on the journey and casting that vision is worth way more than actually being there. And then some of our tips to kind of prime ourselves, saying those things out loud, changing your body composition. And these are tools and tactics that you can actually use to build confidence. Because sometimes I feel when we hear a speech about limiting beliefs or we hear a speech about confidence, it can be kind of not tangible, right? So I really wanted to give you guys some tangible tips. And I've been a coach for 6 years, and again and again, I keep reinventing these lists or revisiting them and coming back to, okay, maybe I don't feel as confident today, this week, as I did last week or the year before. So what can I revisit to reinvigorate that confidence? So I hope that no matter where you are on your coaching journey, you can take a look and say, you know what, maybe the missing link isn't that I'm not saying exactly the right things, or I don't have all exactly the right answers. Maybe it's my confidence needs kind of a gut check, because I can say that I believe in everything I offer people daily to the core of my being. I believe in this company, I believe in the product, and if you approach those conversations with that confidence, we can expect so much greater results that way than if we don't. So hopefully you can use these lists and those tools to reinvigorate your business when you're lacking that confidence or you're struggling with limiting beliefs. And thank you guys so much for coming to Summit Week, and I so enjoyed the chance to getting to talk to you.
All right, so let me get back here. Okay. I just found that, like, I've listened to that now, I think, like 3 or 4 times because she just does such an amazing job of making it very simplified. So kind of the recap: 1, make your list, read them to yourself, have your, like Amber and I have I am statements that we read and look at before we start our power hours. But just know what your why. And when you sit down and think about those, I think it will start to become easier than not only to, like she said, invite and share, but also get ideas on posting. Like when you sit down and think, like, it's those little things that will pull people in towards you. The other one was changing your wording. So just coming across as like, I get you too, friend, like that means more to people than you saying, okay, like I did this, and they're gonna be like, pin a rose on your nose. because that's not what people need. I can tell you for myself, like I thought my coach before I started, I was like, she's way too perfect. She likes to work out. Like that is not me whatsoever. I don't need that. And then I realized like she was a person and I did need it. So just coming across as you don't have it all together. And you never have to have it all together. That's the beauty of this, is that you're always failing forward. Practicing out loud, I definitely think also her saying that she feels best about sending invites like after you work out, like after you're like pumped up and ready. I definitely think that helps a lot getting in the mindset, because you're like, I just kicked butt on today's workout. I'm feeling good. My energize is like pumping through my veins, and people need to like feel this good every morning at 5 o'clock too. So you just kind of are like, yes. And then the biggest one to remember is literally every single coach has started exactly where you are. Every single one. There is no one that comes in and all of a sudden has 100 customers just magically because they signed up. We all are in the same exact position. And the other cool thing, because we just started a new month, everybody starts at 0 every single month. No one has volume right then and there. No one has success club points. We all start at the same exact spot at the beginning of a month. So we have what, 27 more days in the month. So 27 more days, we're all in the same place. Like how cool is that? There's nowhere else where you're all of a sudden at the same place as someone after 3 days. So I can't think of anything where you just get to start over from day one. So that is kind of my tips and tricks. I want to say let's kind of push each other. Let's take a week and we convene for our power hour next week. We have power hour. Let's take some time between now and next week and write our confidence list. We don't have to share them, but just write them. How's that sound? So we think we can do that. And then next week when we power hour, we can just say, yep, I got mine. I've been watching them. I've been looking at them. I'm going to stop my screen share real quick and stop the recording because I think we can take some questions now. So thanks for hopping on, guys.